Haha! Hello everyone! DSP here and welcome! Welcome to the week in preview. Actually, that looks a little better, doesn't it? There you go, now you can actually see me. Today is Sunday, August 28th, 2016. I'm DSP. What a week it's been, what a week we have ahead of us, okay? Officially, we're ending the summer months. We're moving into the hardcore gaming season. Now, admittedly, this year the hardcore gaming season starts a little bit slower than usual. There's not as many high-profile new releases in September as there usually are. But if you actually take a look at the rest of the year, October, November, and December, there's so many packed into the final 3 months that I feel it's really going to make up for it. And this is the season when traditionally people start coming in to watch gameplay more than they have been, say, during the slower summer months. So I'm certainly excited for it, and I hope that you are too, alright? Now, in regards to everything going on with the ongoing new releases I'm playing now, I have some updates, some schedule announcements, and shifts that I need to make so that you understand what's going to go on. In fact, there was just an announcement of a beta that's going to come out this week that's going to affect things as well, that's going to shift stuff around. So, with all that being said, I want to get into it, but before I do, very briefly, I got to point down here at Patreon, alright? There's 3 days left in the month of August. 3. Okay? For you to pledge, for it to count for August of 2016. For you to get those perks for that month and to contribute towards the monthly goal this month, which is going to be a playthrough of either Jak 3, Banjo-Kazooie, or Crash Bandicoot 3. And right now, I want to tell you, we had an influx. After a pretty slow month of not many people pledging, we just had an influx of people in the past 24 hours who've pledged to Patreon. We went from needing $160 to hit the goal. Now we're under 100. In fact, last time I checked, which was a few minutes ago, I just got another pledge, and I believe that the total now is like 960 something out of 1,025 that I need to hit the goal. So we're talking maybe around a $50, $60 difference to hit the goal and to make those playthroughs happen in the month of September. At least, excuse me, one of those playthroughs happen in the month of September. Please consider pledging if you haven't. All the details are right here at patreon.com/darksidefil. This is the big final push for the month. FYI, next week, right here in the week in preview, since that week ends in the middle of the week, we should be able to have a new credits segment for the people who pledge in the month of August to get their thank you and shout outs and stuff like that. Okay? Alright. That's it for the gratuitous plug, but I wanted to get it out of the way because I thought it was important, being that we're so close to hitting the goal for this month. Alright? Alright, so what's going on right now? Well, first of all, I'm in the midst of 2 playthroughs, okay? I'm in the midst of playing Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and I'm also in the midst of covering King of Fighters 14. Now, here's the deal with both games, because there's updates regarding both games. Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I really like the game. I'm enjoying it, but quite honestly, it has not caught on with my viewing audience. The overwhelming feedback I'm getting from my audience is, we gave the first video a look, but quite honestly, we weren't very interested in the game to begin with because it didn't get a lot of hype. Not a lot of people were talking about this game, so it's not like an overhyped AAA release that we're excited to see you play. Plus, it's boring. It's boring to watch because a lot of the gameplay of this game is open world exploration, finding hidden secrets and ways to go looting things for hours. And the thing is, you're supposed to play the game like that so that you can unlock all of the upgrades for your character and make him powerful so you can progress through the story. That's how they designed the game. That's why it has all that content, but it's not exactly the most riveting thing to watch. I get it. I like playing it, but it's not exactly riveting to watch. I understand what you're saying, alright? So the bottom line with Deus Ex Mankind Divided is that I want to keep playing it. I like the game, and for those who are watching the playthrough, don't worry, I'm not going to just suddenly drop it out of nowhere because it doesn't have great views. No, I'm going to keep playing it, but the way I'm going to approach it is like I usually do with games that kind of have this problem. It's going to not be live streamed during the day, but instead I'm going to do like late sessions of it at night, around 2-hour chunks, and those videos will be uploaded to DSP Gaming later in the night. So that's actually going to happen starting this week, this Tuesday, alright? And I'll explain a little bit more in a moment how that's going to happen and what it's going to be paired with, okay? So, Mankind Divided is not ending. I'm not dropping the playthrough. It's still continuing. It's just not going to be live streamed, alright? King of Fighters 14, I'm kind of stuck. Now, here's why I'm stuck. I've played, at this point, with about maybe, 12 or so characters in the game, and I know the game has 50 characters. There's a lot more characters to mess around with, right? but I've pretty much seen the content that the game has offline. And what I mean by that is I've played through the story mode multiple times. I've gone into training mode. I'm doing trials with the characters who I've tried so far. Yes, there is a time attack and a survival mode, but those are kind of repetitive and not very interesting, quite honestly. It's more about playing it in a competitive setting. And I did do a session of online gameplay of King of Fighters 14 on Friday and found out the netcode is absolutely terrible. It's really bad and laggy if you even happen to get a match, so it's a bad situation, alright? And that being said, SNK has made it public that they actually are going to fix this game. They want to improve the game, they want to make it better, they want more people to enjoy it and play it, and they said we're going to patch it. In fact, we have a patch ready, but we just need it to be approved and pushed through this proper channel so that it can be released worldwide, and so the online play will be better. So, I am planning on doing more King of Fighters 14, but I don't see any reason to play it again until the online play is improved, because the bottom line is, really, what am I going to... I can play a new team, put them in the arcade mode again, same arcade mode again, everyone would see the same thing, and then I need to go online, and I can't right now. The online play is not worth playing right now. It's just not good enough, okay? So whenever SNK patches the game, I will play it online and play with more characters and just play it more, but I can't do that until it's fixed, so we have to wait and see when it happens, alright? Now, the bottom line is this. If it's not fixed by, say, the end of this week, it's time to review the game, because I have to review it as it is at launch if they don't fix it really quickly. It's that simple. So if by the end of this week this game is not patched and improved, then you might see the review of King of Fighters 14 come out sooner rather than later, and I'll be honest with you, with the online play the way it is, it ain't going to be super positive, okay? So it is what it is. Let's see what happens. Let's play it by ear, alright? So you may see King of Fighters return this week at some point, but for now it's on the back burner until we hear about what SNK is going to do with this netcode for the game. There you have it. Now, there's new releases this week, alright? There's Attack on Titan, a new standalone action-based video game. There's nuka-world, the final narrative-based expansion DLC for Fallout 4. And there's a beta of a hugely anticipated game, Battlefield 1, all releasing this week. I'm going to be covering them. I'll explain how in a moment, but let's go through day by day so you know what to expect every day. Today's Sunday. Right now I'm filming this week in preview, and I'm going to upload it. So if you're watching this as it went live relatively quickly, congrats. There's another vlog I'm recording and uploading today. Today I was verified on Twitter, and it blew me away because I've been trying to get verified on Twitter for 5 years, and finally it went through. And I couldn't believe it. People are flabbergasted all over the internet. Phil actually got verified on Twitter. He's only been trying for 5 freaking years, and I'm going to make a whole video about it, explaining what it means, the process I went through, and all this kind of stuff, separate from this video. I don't want it to take up too much time in this video. So that's going to be released tonight on the King of Hate vlogs, along with this video. So if you're watching this, that video is either already live or is going to be live shortly, so please check it out, okay? Monday, I'm taking the day off, and this is the final day I'm taking off for all of the hardcore gaming season. The only exceptions would be if I get sick or something and I can't work, which means you're going to see live streams, on-demand videos, edited videos, everything coming out every single day, okay? The reason is because it's Leanna's birthday, so we're going to go out and celebrate. We're going to do some stuff. We're already talking about maybe go to breakfast. She wants to maybe go to a botanical garden or something in the area, and maybe go do some shopping or something, go to dinner somewhere. We're going to have a nice day out. We haven't had a nice day out, just out and about doing stuff together in a long time. In fact, we had a mini vacation we did in Seattle back in early July, and before then, I couldn't even tell you the last day that we had off to do stuff together. Seriously, our schedules don't align anymore. You know, she has her own job and doesn't align always with mine, and finally, we're just going to have a nice day together tomorrow. So it's Monday, no live streams, no gameplay videos. But then Tuesday, I hit the ground running, boom, with Attack on Titan will be the gameplay stream for Tuesday, alright? It'll be the normal time, around noon Pacific time. It'll be around a 3.5-hour stream. I'm very interested to see what they've done with this game because I watched both seasons, even though they're not, I guess they're supposed to like part 1 and part 2 of the same season or whatever. I don't know. I saw it all. I've seen all the Attack on Titan anime that there is up to now, and I like the show. I think it's quite a good show. It just sucks that it's on like cliffhangers for so long and there hasn't been any updates on when the next season's going to come out. So, that being said, that's going to be an interesting day to see how that game how did that anime translate into a game. And I don't usually play anime-themed stuff, so this will be pretty cool, alright? Tuesday night, I'll be doing Deus Ex, Mankind Divided offline, and it'll be uploaded to DSP Gaming, alright? Wednesday is a little bit up in the air, and allow me to explain. Wednesday, supposedly, there's supposed to be a beta for Battlefield 1. It's supposed to be an open beta that anyone can play, and people are coming out of the woodworks and, Phil, play it. We want to see you play it. We loved it when you played all the Battlefield games in the past. In particular, Battlefield 4 was a game that I played on PS4. It was the first Battlefield game on PlayStation 4, and people absolutely loved the gameplay that I did of it. I was actually pretty good at the game, so they want to see me try Battlefield 1 this week. I'm more than happy to be willing to do it, even on launch day if possible. But we don't know, what time is the actual beta going to be released. You know what I mean? Is it going to be early enough in the day that I could do a major 3.5-hour stream of this beta? Or is it going to be midday? Are they going to have issues? Because sometimes when they have these betas, there's issues, doesn't work or whatever. I don't know. So right now I would like to say, yes, on Wednesday we're playing the Battlefield 1 beta, but I can't really do that because I don't know when it's releasing or if it's going to work. If it does release early enough and it does work, I want to do it for my main gameplay stream for the day. But there's a possibility it won't. Maybe if it comes out later in the day, I'll do it as a second stream that day in place of playing Deus Ex offline. We'll see. We have to play it by ear as to what actually happens during the course of the week and go from there, all right? Now, for the rest of the week, you could plan to see Attack on Titan balanced with probably Deus Ex and or the Battlefield 1 beta, depending on when it actually works. As I've already stated, if King of Fighters gets its patch, I'll probably schedule in a session of King of Fighters online play to see how much it's improved so I can actually do a review of that game, alright? And that's kind of the idea for the rest of the week, a balance of all of those things you're going to see coming out on DSP Gaming. Now, if and when I beat Deus Ex, yes, I'm doing a full review of it over on KO Gaming, okay? If and when I beat Attack on Titan, same thing, I'll review it for KO Gaming. I may do an impressions video on Battlefield 1 for KO Gaming after I've played the beta. I think a lot of people might be interested in that, okay? There's a lot of potential of stuff that I can do on KO Gaming depending on what happens this week with all the games I'm playing on DSP Gaming, so I'll let you know during the course of the week as I actually delve into this stuff what it's looking like the rest of the week will be, okay? Now, here's the news. Next week, not this week coming up right now, the week after, so we're talking the first full week of September, there are no new game releases. The only thing coming out that week, the final Zombies DLC and, of course, Map Pack Expansion DLC for Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is coming out on September 5th. And I am going to be playing it. I am going to be doing co-op with my friends Nestor and Chris. And, you know, everyone who's joined us previously is going to be joining us. We're going to have a full co-op session for the final Zombies map for Black Ops 3 to give the game a nice send-off, all right? But outside of that, the entire week is open for me to be finishing up Attack on Titan, Deus Ex, King of Fighters, all of that. Now, in the event that I finish all of that, I complete all of that stuff, then I will be going back to Scarface, the playthrough that I was doing all of August and didn't get to finish it. I'll be going back to that once I finish up those projects, all right? Now, one final thing, because undoubtedly there's a couple elephants in the room that I haven't addressed here, all right? Number one, people are asking me, Phil, you're going to play this Neo demo. There's a new Neo, you know, the Neo demo that I played back in May. It was interesting. It's like a more action-based Dark Souls. It almost seems like it's a harder version of Dark Souls with samurais and demons and shit. And I played the beta, and I liked it at that time. I think it was an alpha back then. I enjoyed it at that time. There's a new one out that was just released. Sorry. This is the problem when you release something with terrible time. You can't release an alpha or beta or something like that in the middle of a fucking time period when there's this other giant stuff coming out that I want to play. You know what I mean? Like, that was cool back in early May when there was nothing else going on. That was the perfect time. It was a dead time. There weren't new releases at that time. Now, I'm in the middle of, I have to pick and choose what I'm going to play. I'm actually excluding myself from playing certain games because there's so much going on. So, it is what it is. I'm not going to get to play this alpha or beta or whatever it is simply because there's just not going to be time, all right? So it's out. Sorry, I apologize. I did enjoy playing the first one, but I'm just not going to have time to play it, all right? nuka-world. Why aren't I playing that right away? What's going on with that, okay? The bottom line is, I hate to say it, Fallout 4 is incredibly similar to Deus Ex. They're the same formula. First person, open world roaming, RPG style. You even have dialogue options and stuff that you're doing in the game. The only difference here, Deus Ex is more choose how you want to play. You could sneak, or you could use hacking and techniques, or you could do gunplay, while Fallout is primarily a lot of gunplay, all right? But they're almost the same game when you think about it at the core. It's the same formula style of game. There's no way I would play both at the same time. That would be suicide. People would get so burnt out at the same kind of game, two different versions of the same kind of game, you know what I mean? That it just wouldn't work. So the way I'm going to do it is I am going to play nuka-world, but I'm in no hurry to play it, alright? When I finish Deus Ex Mankind Divided, then I will start up with nuka-world after it's completed. Alright, so it may not be immediately, it may be sometime during that first week of September, it may be even later. I don't know, it may be a filler thing that I do in a month because I never get to it. I don't know. But I do want to do it, I am interested in it, but it's not the primary focus for me right now. I'll tell you right now, I want to keep playing Deus Ex. I do want to hope and see if King of Fighters gets improved online. I want to try Attack on Titan, and I definitely want to do the Battlefield 1 beta. Those are like the 4 things I want to do the most right now. nuka-world, I'm interested, but it's kind of like the thing that's in the back of my mind that I may get to when I have a chance after Deus Ex is over. Alright? So that is what you can expect this week. A lot of streaming, a lot of gameplay, continuing stuff. You may see some first impressions or reviews over on KO Gaming, depending on how all of that stuff goes. And that's the week, all right? Now, next week will be a little different. Next week we'll have to see and assess how far did I get with all the stuff, and then I can reassess this playthrough's continuing, this one is, is over, and this one's starting up again, or whatever. I'll have a better formulation of the early September schedule for you once we get through this week, but we have to get through the week first in order to see how everything goes with this stuff, okay? So, I'm gone tomorrow, but I'll be back Tuesday with new stuff constantly all week, and I hope that, you take this opportunity to get caught up in any of the stuff maybe over the summer that you missed out on. There was a ton of stuff I did this summer. Resident Evil 5, Silent Hill, Homecoming, the Scarface playthrough that I know a lot of people did not get caught up on, the Deus Ex playthrough that a lot of people need to get caught up on. I'm just among a few things. Sonic 06, oh my god, there's so many things that I did during the summer that you can get caught up on tomorrow when I'm not putting out new videos, and I'll be back strong on Tuesday, alright? So that's really it. Without further ado, for the final time for this month, I'd like to say thank you for a great month. I can confirm with you that this month was much better than July performance-wise. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We're on an upward trend, which is exactly what I needed to heading into this fall gaming season. And thank you to the following patrons who pledged in the month of July and who solidly contributed to allowing me to continue to do this as a full-time job. Please keep in mind, 3 days left to pledge to my Patreon for August, and we're almost there. We're like $60 away. We could definitely do it in 3 days. Please pledge if you haven't yet, and thank you to those who did. That's it. Peace out, everyone. I'll see you for all the new gameplay this week. Without further ado, thanks to the following patrons.